I'm Chris Moran, the Director of Information Technology for Ennis Paint.
I'm Kelly Garcia. I work at Ennis Paint.
Ennis Paint is the world's largest road marking manufacturer. We make everything from the road paint, the lines on the street, to the reflective markers that you see. Our customers are everything from government entities, state entities, airports, to the private contractors striping roads and parking lots. Globally, we're about 1,000 employees all over the world, ranging mainly from North America to the United Kingdom, with offices and locations in other parts of Europe. We had totally disparate phone systems. If a customer called and needed to speak to a different department or to a different location, we had to tell that customer to hang up and call another location and hope they could get somebody on the phone. Our goals were to, first and foremost, allow everybody in the company to speak and transfer customers anywhere within, as well as take advantage of video conferencing and teleconferencing and cut out third-party vendors that we had been paying for those services.
We got extremely lucky. When we originally had our project plan, we thought we were going to implement it in our Texas plants as an initial deployment rollout. As we talked more with our executives and looked at the ROI, we decided that we needed to really look at this from a pure North American rollout, which took us from implementing at 3 locations to 10. So our project plan was really about how do we take each of our disparate phone systems and pick them off one by one. So we picked a smaller plant as our initial rollout point, our Atlanta plant, piloted it there, and then our second deployment was really a 3-location rollout in Texas. And from there we went week to week, plant by plant, to get the rest of our users online.
We brought in Catapult systems at Microsoft's recommendation, and they augmented our team with 2 to 3 people at any given time.
We really had Catapult resources in, focusing on the nuts and the bolts, the underlying infrastructure. Our team focused on movement away from the existing systems and the user rollout itself. That was really our internal focus, was mostly on the user rollout experience.
Catapult seemed to have the most technical resources, the size to back it up and be there when we needed them, as well as a certified partner.
Microsoft's unified communications really involves 2 products. Microsoft Exchange Server is the heart of the voicemail unified messaging, where email, voicemail, fax kind of reside in the Exchange Server product. The other core product to Microsoft Unified Communications is Office Communication Server, and that's really the telephony piece. So that replaces really traditional phone systems and allows for tight integration across all the Microsoft Enterprise solutions by having presence, so knowing who's on the phone, who's in a conference. All that information is available in products like SharePoint, Outlook, all across the whole Microsoft stack.
We're a manufacturing operation, and as you can expect, we're not professional services. We don't have a highly technical workforce, and so the adoption was something that was of a concern for us. Our team really did a great job. They accepted it well beyond what we expected. We essentially did a basic training rollout to every user, 2 hours of classroom-style, lecture-style training. We then let them play with the system for the remainder of that day before we pulled the actual phone lines over that night. And then the next day we had feet on the ground for the next 2 or 3 days on a one-on-one scenario, getting them familiar with the other more advanced features of the system. We also made it easy for them to choose. If you want to use your desk phone, use your desk phone. If you want to use your communicator phone, use your communicator phone. And so they very quickly found what was comfortable to them, and I really think because they were so used to the Outlook experience, it really helped them with Communicator just in general.
Most of our users were very unhappy with what they had, and they saw progress. Being that it was a Microsoft solution and a lot of it worked through Outlook as well as other familiar interfaces, the adoption was very quick and very easy.
We did some things early in that we made the decision not to give capability to users based on role. We basically said everybody in our organization is going to have access to the same features, from our lowest level clerk to our highest level manager. If you want to do video conferencing, you've got the ability to do video conferencing. And so that really took away the kind of a negative connotation or negative stereotype around what they couldn't do, and it's been more about what they can do. With that said, we now have our North American rollout complete. We're looking at our UK operation, and the momentum has grown so large that we're not being asked, when do we have to do this? We're being asked, when can we do this? So the momentum itself is really driving itself forward.
It was easy to justify the return on investment because of all of the long distance charges that we had between our plants, as well as our extremely poor customer service. It became a very easy argument and won very quickly. After looking at a couple other solutions, Microsoft showed to be the best from a user experience as well as a management perspective.
They can't believe that we ever used something else. The experience not only for our end users but for our customers. We were in a situation where if a customer called, we have consolidated teams, so our transportation group's together, our sales group is together, our plants are actually out in the field, and if a customer is looking for their order, you might need to talk to all three of those departments. In the past, that was 3 different phone calls: customer, you need to call this number; customer, you need to call that number. And the ability to move our customers just through our phone system via the integration has been huge. You can't put dollars on what that actually is. The users themselves, every time we see them, it's, hey, show me how to do this. I want to do more. I want to know more. It's been a very positive experience for us as an organization. From a pure IT perspective, we've spent the first, 8 or 10 months as we moved into these new roles, clawing our way to the business table. Saying, look, we belong at this table. And with the completion of this project, just over the last 4 or 5 months, we're no longer clawing to be at that table. We're being invited to that table, and our business directors are much more on board with, hey, we've got a project going on, help me from the beginning, as opposed to the traditional, we've made a decision, now figure out how to implement it. So it's been very positive just within our own internal IT organization as well. This project was very interesting because we knew we were going into fairly leading edge space. And so we'd built some components into it knowing that we were leading edge. But from a satisfaction out of the project, it's got to be top of the list. This was a project that touched every individual in our organization, and for it to, you have ripples in a project, but it has been it's been our galvanizing project over the course of the year. It is our project.